Spring in Zone 6B, Garden Tour and Seasonal Progress. Hey everyone, welcome back to my garden. I'm Kendra and today I'm giving you a little spring update from my Zone 6B garden here in Spokane, Washington. If you saw my fall garden tour, you'll recognize some of the bones of the space, but a lot has changed and plenty is just starting to wake up. So let's take a look around and see what is starting to show. Over here, my fern are starting to leaf out. This purple ground cover has taken over and is starting to climb the foundation. Over here is my Corsican mint. It was my attempt at it, and it is not going well. My clematis came back after winter. I wasn't sure it would make it through, but it is starting to finally take off. I have big plans for the backyard this year. So far, I have dug in a rock path, mulch for weed control. I have added these Monterey Cypress Wilma Goldcrest variety. I got them for $5 from Home Depot. Over here, I have Amarilla Salvia and already flowered iris. I got the iris for $1 at Walmart. I was able to score the salvia and the pink flower that reminds me of the Lorax from Fred Meyer. I also planted in that orange splash of GM, my Weigela, and I just planted this climbing honeysuckle. I don't expect much growth from it this year, so we'll see for next year. My fern is coming in that I got from my favorite nursery here in Spokane, and it is called Blue Moon Nursery. They have a wonderful, very fair price selection of plants, and I actually picked up another type of variety of fern from them last fall along with this one, and they are both starting to come in really nicely. The rest of the other things I have from the Tractor Supply I got from last fall, I got for $1. I actually scored this type of Weigela variety, a Vinca variety, from my mom's house over Easter weekend in Eugene, Oregon. All of these plants on the back of my house are the daylilies, the bleeding hearts, irises, and tulips. And my sweet grandma, who lives in Washougal, Washington, actually boxed these up from her garden and sent them to me last fall, and they are so stunning. Here I have some more iris that probably need to be thinned out along my garage. Hello, chickens. The chickens actually have the only thing that was intentionally planted on my property when we purchased it. My lilac bush that is almost in full bloom smells amazing. Spokane is known as Lilac City for those that aren't local. We actually have a festival and a parade every single year in Spokane. So it's kind of a nice nod to Spokane's history. Over on the side of my stairs, I have more lilies, more iris, and thankfully no aphids this year on my lilies. On the other side, I have another variety of hosta. I have Solomon Seal. My deadly nightshade is not missing a beat this year. It is so full. I can't wait to see how tall it gets by the end of the season. The columbine are taking over. More hosta. On the side yard, I have another type of Weigela. I have some overcrowding chives that probably need to be thinned out and shared that are covering salvia. I have some rest in peace to whatever was there last winter that didn't make it. I have some more dianthus, my butterfly bush, some lupine, my Japanese barberry bush. I always forget what this is called, but it is going onto my neighbor's side of the fence, and I hope they don't hate it. I know a lot of people don't like this plant, but I do. So, of course, more columbine. Daylilies. These will all be filled in with lilies and some Canadian strawberries that the squirrels usually eat before I ever get to try them. This is called my death corner, and I've actually revived it this year with iris. It's probably going to be the only thing that can handle all of the sun that hits the path along my sidewalk. Unfortunately, deer ate my poor tulips this year. I still did get some though. I have my ornamental grass growing way better on one side than the other, covering my boxwood. And on this side of my driveway, I have my dwarf shrubs that are coming in really full this year. Finally, they're on year 3. And I have a couple different types of spirea that I'm hoping will fill in. I'm not 100% confident in my decision with doing different varieties along the driveway. I should have just done probably one variety. I have the golden one. I don't remember what this red one is, but I also have the princess spirea. So these tall yellow flowers probably need to be thinned out as well. They came back plenty this year. This is so pretty. This is going to be covered in pink flowers soon. I should probably move some to the backyard rock garden that I just installed. My crocosmia is actually coming back this year, which if you live here, it's really surprising after our winters. We did have a really mild winter last year though, so. Unfortunately, the dinner plate hibiscus flowers that I had here, they were lying and they actually were an annual. They did not come back this year. Neither did the coreopsis, which I actually think was an annual. My side yard looks nice and full. Over here I have my grapes. I have 2 different varieties of grapes and they are just finally starting to leaf out. Yay! And over here I actually added a couple golden raspberry plants to my raspberry patch this year, and they are finally starting to come in. On a different note, we did have deer come through and they nibbled down the raspberry bushes, and it was pretty sad to come back to from vacation. A deer triggered my alarm at 4 a.m. and there's nothing I could do. I hope they enjoyed it. You can see here that they just really munched it down like lettuce, because that's what it is to them. But yeah, that's okay. They didn't kill them, and it will be a setback though. The deer really got the better of the blackberries. This is super sad. Again, not dead, but a major setback. I will be doing a melon patch again this year. This year I'm going to do cantaloupe and a smaller variety of watermelon. It's going to be a 2-month watermelon, and I know just exactly how to improve from what we did last year. I'm really looking forward to getting that planted in. If you've stayed with me this long, thank you for joining me on my garden tour. It's always changing here, and I love sharing these moments as everything comes back to life. If you're gardening in Zone 6B too, or just love seeing things grow, I'd love to hear what's blooming in your space. Until next time, happy gardening.